Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're chasing something truly special, almost legendary in the natural world. Think of it as a holy grail, incredibly beautiful but notoriously difficult to find.
Ah, that thrill of the chase for something elusive.
Exactly. We're talking about the African Finfoot, sometimes called the Watertrapper, and we're going deep into its world, especially along South Africa's garden route.
A fantastic bird and a fantastic location.
And our guide for this journey, our insight, comes directly from Birdwatcher. That's the expertise shared by Ben Fouche, pronounced Fouché, by the way.
Right.
Ben's not just, a keen observer. He's a BirdLife South Africa preferred tour operator and guide.
And a registered national tour guide for nature and culture. He really knows his stuff.
Absolutely. So our mission today is to really unpack Ben's knowledge from Birdwatcher, understand this amazing shy bird.
Sounds great. Where should we start?
Well, you mentioned that term Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Why? What makes the Finfoot so legendary for birders in South Africa? Is it just that it's rare?
Well, it's definitely rare. That's a huge part of it. But I think the Holy Grail thing,
Mm-hmm.
it goes a bit deeper. It's tied into his personality, if you like. It's nature.
How so?
It's incredibly shy, extremely elusive. It doesn't just, fly off. It vanishes like smoke.
Wow.
So every single sighting feels like this huge event. There's this real excitement, this connection, because you found something that really doesn't want to be found.
So it's more than just ticking a box on a list.
Oh, much more. It's the adventure, the patience involved, and then that payoff.
Yeah.
It feels quite profound when you finally see one.
And Ben Fouche, through Birdwatcher, he's had some success, right? Despite the difficulty.
He has, yeah. He's been really quite fortunate. Spotted them in Gauteng, Limpopo, and actually multiple times down in the Western Cape.
Multiple times. That sounds amazing.
It is, but consider how much time Ben spends out there. He's a professional guide. For him to still describe sightings as involving luck, well, that tells you everything, doesn't it?
It really does. Speaks volumes about the challenge.
Exactly. It highlights just how well the Finfoot has mastered staying hidden.
Okay, so if it's that good at hiding, it must be pretty particular about where it lives, that connection.
Yeah.
How does a bird so rarely seen survive? What has Birdwatcher revealed about its home turf? Where do they actually choose to live?
Right, and knowing the habitat is absolutely critical if you're hoping to find one.
Yeah.
You can't just wander along any river. They have very, very specific needs. They love quiet, clear, and this is important, wooded streams.
Wooded streams. Okay.
Yeah, think places with really dense plants along the banks,
Yeah.
that riparian vegetation and lots of trees hanging over the water. That gives them cover.
And the clear water. Is that for hunting?
Precisely.
Yeah.
They hunt by sight underwater, so they need that visibility.
Yeah.
The woods, the dense banks, that's all about stealth. Concealment allows them to just glide along almost unseen.
Makes sense. And what about places they don't like? Does Birdwatcher offer clues there too?
Absolutely. Knowing what they avoid is just as crucial. You won't find them in stagnant, muddy water. Visibility is poor.
Right.
And they don't like fast-flowing rivers either. Probably too much energy needed, hard to be stealthy.
Okay.
And maybe the biggest clue for birders, they really, really steer clear of open water. They stick to the edges, under the cover. They love the shadows.
So that really narrows it down, doesn't it? You're not searching the whole river.
Exactly. Turns a huge area into maybe just a few specific stretches you need to focus on.
And based on Birdwatcher's experience, Ben's successes on the garden route, where are the prime spots?
Well, the spots where he's had the most consistent luck are the Goukamma River and the Hoogekraal River.
Oh, okay. I know the Goukamma.
They just perfectly fit that description, Clear, fairly slow-moving in sections, beautiful indigenous forest right down to the water. He's also noted occasional sightings further east from the Vasselot Bridge area in Nature's Valley. So they are around, but in these very specific zones.
So what this really means for us, for anyone listening who wants to see one, you can't just luck into it on a casual stroll. You have to know these very specific hideouts.
That's it. You need the inside knowledge.
It's like knowing the password to their secret club.
Huh. Something like that.
But okay, say you find the perfect spot. The quiet, wooded stream, the overhanging trees. How do you actually spot this incredibly shy bird? What does Birdwatcher tell us about their behavior? Are there tells?
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. It becomes detective work almost. You need super sharp observation skills. One key thing is their swimming style. It's quite distinctive once you know what to look for.
How so?
They bob their heads forward and backward, rhythmically, like a little clockwork toy almost.
Yeah.
And their tail, which is quite fan-like, just skims the surface.
The head bobbing. Is it just a habit?
Likely part of their camouflage, their stealth. That slow, rhythmic movement probably helps them blend with the ripples and reflections on the water in those shaded streams. It's really quite an amazing adaptation.
Incredible. And what happens if you accidentally startle one? Which sounds easy to do.
Oh, it is. And their reaction is, well, frustrating for a birder. They don't make a fuss. They just dart, silently, straight across the river, usually, and just vanish into the thick plants on the bank.
Like a magic trick.
Honestly, it feels like it sometimes. An instant disappearance. They know exactly where the densest cover is and use it immediately.
So seeing one really is witnessing a master of concealment.
Absolutely. And even when they're resting, there are clues, if you're listening carefully.
Listening.
Yeah. If they're tucked under vegetation on the bank and sense something coming, you might just hear this soft plomp sound.
Slipping into the water.
Exactly. Just easing into the water to hide. And if they feel really threatened, they can dive completely underwater.
For how long?
Surprisingly long, maybe up to a minute sometimes. They use those big lobed feet like paddles.
Wow.
And then when they resurface, often it's just the head and neck poking out, like a little periscope, perfectly hidden among reeds or shadows, just waiting.
That takes serious patience on their part, too.
It does. Survival instinct. And there's one more clue, though you rarely get it.
Go on.
Their call. It's very rare to hear, apparently. It's described as this sort of metallic crack, crack, crack.
Crack, crack, crack.
Unusual.
Very. And often, because they're usually so silent, it catches birders completely by surprise. But hearing that can be your first sign one is very close by.
That's utterly fascinating. It really paints a picture of a bird that's perfected the art of not being seen. But given how specific the habitat is and how subtle these clues are, it sounds like finding the right spot is only half the battle. How much patience are we really talking about here? It sounds intense.
You've absolutely hit the nail on the head. Intense is a good word. It takes immense patience. And, let's be honest, a good bit of luck. Ben Fouché himself from Birdwatcher emphasizes this. Even his recent sightings, he said, they were no easy feat.
So it's not just showing up and waiting an hour. Oh, rarely. It's often hours, days sometimes, revisiting spots. It's about being there, quiet, observant, often for long stretches with nothing happening. Ben told a story once about watching a spot for ages, convinced one was there, and then suddenly, after a long dive, it just surfaced right in front of him, seemingly from nowhere.
Those moments must be incredible.
They define the whole experience, I think. That sudden reward after all the waiting.
And this dedication, this persistence, it sometimes leads to more than just a personal thrill, right? There's something about a scientific record.
Yes, exactly. And this is really important. Ben Fouché and Birdwatcher achieved something pretty significant recently. On June 5th, 2025, Ben submitted the very first record of an African Finfoot for a specific area, Pentad 34302255 to SABIB2.
Okay. What's ABID2?
Right.
That's the South African Bird Atlas Project. And a pentad is?
Right. SABIB2 maps bird distribution.
Yep.
And a pentad is basically a grid square on the map, 5 minutes by 5 minutes, latitude and longitude. It's a standardized way to record bird locations accurately.
So his sighting was the first official record for that specific square.
The very first for the African Finfoot in that particular pentad, which is huge. It means he didn't just see the bird, he scientifically documented its presence there for the first time. That data feeds into understanding where the species lives, how its range might be changing, vital information for conservation.
That really connects it to the bigger picture, doesn't it? It's not just bird watching, it's citizen science in action.
Precisely. It shows how dedicated individuals like Ben, through projects like Birdwatcher, contribute massively to our collective knowledge. They're out there doing the hard yards, gathering data that helps protect these species.
Real unsung heroes of conservation, in a way.
I think so, yes.
Wow. So what a journey we've been on today. Chasing this elusive African Finfoot, the Watertrapper. We've explored why it's this near-mythical holy grail, learned about its very specific home, those quiet, clear, wooded streams.
And those unique behaviors. The head bobbing swim, the instant vanishing act, the silent dives, that rare crack call.
Absolutely. And underscored the sheer patience needed and how that dedication can lead to really valuable scientific contributions, like Ben's SABIB2 record.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The Finfoot forces you to slow down, to be incredibly observant, to really engage. It begs the question, what other hidden wonders, what other elusive truths are out there? Not just in nature, but anywhere, waiting to be found if we just know where to look, how to look.
And if we're willing to put in that quiet, persistent effort, that's a great thought.
It reminds you the world's still full of mysteries, ready for those with patience and a keen eye.
Absolutely. And listen, if you've been inspired by this and maybe want to try your own luck or just experience these incredible birding adventures, you really should connect with Ben Fouche and Birdwatcher. Check out their blog and news section. It's www.birdwatcher.co.za.
That's birdwatcher.co.za.
Right. It's absolutely packed. Amazing videos, photos, news, really detailed trip reports from Ben's travels. It's a goldmine for anyone interested in nature.
A fantastic resource.
And while you're on the site, definitely subscribe to the Birdwatcher newsletter. It's the best way to get the latest trip reports, those exciting rare bird alerts, photo highlights, all the news from the field straight to your inbox.
And it really is just the good stuff. No spam, just feathers.
Huh. Perfect way to put it. Wow. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep observing, and keep looking for those hidden wonders.